Greetings from Cardinal Mooney High School. I'm Tom May, President. I hope this greeting finds you and your family well. Over the course of my first year as President of Cardinal Mooney, I've come to understand the importance of this institution, not only for our current students, but for the Valley, Youngstown, and all the communities where the Mooney family reside. By all indications, the Cardinal Mooney of today is very different from the one founded in 1956. And it's going to be vastly different in the future from the school that it is today. As the modes of learning continue to evolve and technologies revolutionize our lives and integrating the global landscape we all live in, it's clear to me that to remain relevant, we must step outside of the comfort zone of our past. Yet at the same time, we must remain fierce advocates of the traditional Mooney experience that values interaction between students and faculty, and that transports teaching and learning beyond a computer screen. When you consider the culture that we live in and the challenges that our students face, I firmly believe that Mooney is needed far more today than at any time in its past. And this gives us all a rare opportunity to be the architects of its future. In order to fulfill Bishop Walsh's and Father Hughes's promise to form and educate in sanctity, scholarship, and discipline, we must create a wholly new blueprint for the Mooney of the 21st century. And to ensure we do that, we must also develop a new funding model that will enable us to achieve our aspirations. We must do it ourselves, we must do it now, and in typical Mooney family fashion, we must do it together. I'll be sharing more specifics in the coming weeks and months ahead. But today I prefer to talk about what we are doing, where we are going in these challenging times and under a global pandemic. I must admit that while I am counted among those not from here, I have fallen in love with Mooney and I'm optimistic about its future. But I'm also a pragmatist. I know that we cannot fulfill our mission and our covenant with students by curbing our aspirations. I know that we cannot continue to build the assets needed by our community and beyond by slowing our pace or by recommitting ourselves to the way we've always done things. Simply put, we cannot move forward by standing still. This is a pivotal moment for Cardinal Mooney, and because of its importance in the area, it's also a pivotal moment for the Valley and Youngstown and beyond. The way forward is going to have implications, not just for those of us in our school or those listening in, but for your sons and daughters, for grandchildren, and all of the children across the Valley. The way forward is not about my presidency. It's not about any individual. It's about something larger than any individual. It's about a school with a 64-year history. It's about our responsibility to sustain this remarkable institution for the generations to come. It's not about surviving, it is about thriving in the decades to come. It's about enabling the full promise of Mooney to change lives. We have a unique opportunity here and an obligation to chart the course of Mooney, not just for this year or for next. We have the opportunity to do something quite extraordinary together, and that is to write the future of this school. We have the opportunity to reshape Mooney so that 35 years from now, when we celebrate our 100th anniversary, Mooney will be the school we remember. We have the opportunity to do something truly historic in our timeline. Think of that for a moment. This is our moment of opportunity. Last week, we welcomed back our faculty, and I'm reminded that a gifted faculty, Denny Barrett, Eileen Batcha, Tony Conjemi, Jim Cooney, and others, as well as our current faculty, have been nothing less than the lifeblood of this school. This summer, we've been able to add to our core faculty with a focus on retaining and recruiting a mix of both junior and senior faculty members. We hired for broad disciplinary expertise to educate in the 21st century and to prepare our students for college and beyond. We are investing in our core academic mission. And with the addition of Father Matt as our campus chaplain, we're putting our Catholic identity front and center. We welcomed one of the most talented incoming freshman classes, the class of 2025, including the inaugural group of Mooney Merit Scholars. Countless studies and personal experience confirm that retention, graduation rates, and a sense of community are all enhanced when students are engaged. Our new daily schedule provides for that engagement. It provides for enhancing student opportunities through curricular offerings and improved advising services. We've invested in our campus with the newly renovated armory, improvements to the outside facilities, and we've addressed deferred maintenance issues. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and I could go on. I have every intention in the years to come of building upon these successes and elevating our academic programs, and to honor our founding promise to change lives, and to ensure we add more family members to the Mooney family. More than ever, our community and its students need precisely which Mooney can provide. We are a Catholic institution with a national reach. We are about teaching and learning, and most importantly, forming young men and women. We are about cultivating talents and skills and also hearts. We are about preparing the workforce of tomorrow and improving lives. And that leads me to the fundamental premise of what we're here to talk about. How do we as a Catholic institution finance our visionary aspirations and continue to flourish in an era of limited funding? Old models are not going to work, and they won't survive. In order for us to thrive, we must create a new model of sustaining our core mission. Under a global pandemic this past year, the Mooney family showed us the way by supporting us with $1.7 million in support this last fiscal year, the highest in 4 years. That support signified an extraordinary measure of confidence in the momentum we're achieving. It also demonstrated the potential for a financing model based on seeking rewards for excellence and always returning support to our core purposes. Without resources, Mooney cannot form students or be a cultural, social, or economic force. Without a long-term investment pool, we will not achieve our goal of being a destination school. For too many of our students, access to quality education is either out of reach or is paid for with borrowed money. Our namesake, Cardinal Mooney, was said to have had a sensitivity to the social justice call of the gospel, endeared him to the suffering working class families who made up this community. From our past, he calls on us to continue his mission, to boost need for financial aid and increase access to deserving students. Without knowing what the future held in 1956, Bishop Walsh and Father Hughes were determined that the path forward was paved through education, Catholic education. And out of their wisdom, a family was born. Today, that family is over 15,000 alumni, parents, grandparents, students, and friends. And our legacy is calling on each of us to continue serving this institution. Great institutions honor their past by adapting to the future. And Mooney has sprung up from a rich and wonderful past. In 1956, the great fortunes were forged in the muscle and sweat of the mills and the fields of the valley. Today, great fortunes are amassed from the products of the mind. 60 years ago, when school was founded, the richest made money in oil and steel and timber. Today, wealth in our community is generated in 3D printers, developing batteries to fuel engines, chemical engineering, and finance, and in software. Smokestacks were once a metric of Youngstown's prosperity. Today, the metrics are the bell tower at Youngstown State, the incubator center, M7 Technologies, and of course, our own home here at 2545 Erie Street. I'm now old enough to know that there are singular moments in our lives that require unprecedented daring, an opportunity or a willingness to move forward into uncharted lands and to make bold investments in our future. And I believe this is one of those moments in Mooney's history. I have learned in the decades in education that our Catholic schools really are about a story or a narrative. And over the past year, I've heard from many of our alumni the stories of Mooney, and they start with, "If not for Mooney." Those feelings define the Mooney family. Mooney is a great institution defined by its ability to touch the heart, the mind, and the soul, and to reveal truth. We are the Mooney family, students, faculty, alumni, parents, and friends. This year I'm naming this the season of homecoming, and I'm inviting all of you to fall in love again, or for the first time in our narrative. I'm inviting you back to campus, to join the long red and gold line that connects each and every one of us. I'm inviting all of you to join me in carrying the message to the entire Mooney family that an investment in Mooney is an investment in our community, state, and everywhere our family members reside. Thank you for your time and your support. God bless.